Guys, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. Resident Evil Requiem reviews are out. And this game that people have been looking forward to absolutely smashed it with the reviews. Let's get into it. I'm RJ Game News USA, and I do some game reviews sometimes, and that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to go look over all these game reviews from these reviewers. We're looking at the PlayStation 5 version of this. It's got an 88 overall Metacritic. There is 109 reviews for Resident Evil 9. I'm going to refer to it as Resident Evil 9 instead of Requiem. It's just quicker for me, easier for me. I will not read all 109 reviews. However, I will try to hit different scores. I will try to give you an idea of how many reviewers gave it what. And we're going to start from the top and go to the bottom. We have 105 positive reviews. We have 4 mixed. I predicted an 89 on Metacritic. We got right now an 88 overall at the time of this recording. We have a perfect 100 from Carol Quinitine, saying Resident Evil 9 delivers a powerful return to Raccoon City, blending emotional weight with masterfully paced survival horror. Its dual protagonist structure offers 2 distinct yet perfectly balanced gameplay experiences. But they're not the only outlet that gave it a perfect 100. We have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 outlets gave this game a perfect 100 score. Game Informer comes in with a 98, saying Resident Evil 9 is at its finest. It is fantastic. A revolutionary mix of terrifying survival horror and action. Area Jungus with a 96 says, with Requiem, Capcom has crafted the best installment in the franchise in decades. It has refined every aspect to an outstanding level, earning a more than well-deserved nomination for Game of the Year. And I believe it will earn a nomination for the Game of the Year awards. We have another 96 from COG Go Connected, saying Resident Evil Requiem imaginates its 2 entries into a cohesive, demonic monster, resulting in one of the series' most complete entries to date. From its tense, immersive exploration that highlights vulnerability to its visceral combat that revels in brutality, I should say. Combo Infinito with a 95 says Resident Evil 9 is a confident evolution of the franchise, balancing legacy and innovation with impressive precision. The dual protagonist structure works beautifully, with Grace delivering tense, resource-driven survival horror, while Leon brings technical, high-paced skill. But Combo Infinito is not the only 95 out there for Resident Evil 9. Destructoid, we'll just count the number of 95s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 95s. So this is a game that scored 11 perfect scores, 2 96s, a 98, and 9 95s. Playzine with a 94 says Resident Evil 9 blends the best elements of survival horror and action with stunningly detailed environments, realistic lighting, and a gripping story. The game marks for one of the most immersive entries in the series has to offer. We have Miu PlayStation with a 93, saying Resident Evil 9 stands out for its precise balance between survival horror and action, blending tension and combat with remarkable cohesion, backed by compelling narrative that dives into the Umbrella's origins. The game expands the franchise legacy. L. DeMarc with a 93 says Resident Evil 9, above all, is a love letter to the saga. That Resident Evil 2 that left its mark on us and still beats beneath its surface, but now accompanied by a gameplay maturity that only a franchise with 30 years of history can offer. We have a 92 from Hobby Consoles that says Capcom keeps a steady course with a perfect mix of both variants and Resident Evil formula, action and stealth, adrenaline and horror. Keep us wanting more. And how many 90s do we got, guys? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 42 90 scores. 42! I can't read all of these. I have never seen so many 90s for a single game in my life. I'll read 190 for you all though. Let me find it. I know IGN gave it a 9 out of 10, so that's a 90 in Metacritic speak. IGN, the industry leader, says, like the result of an experiment conducted in an underground Umbrella Corporation lab, Resident Evil 9 successfully splices two separate strains of survival horror together into one of the most highly infectious new mutation. It signals the return of a series legend. Wow. And then, it gets interesting here. We got an 88 from Voxel, which matches the Metacritic score. So this is probably the most accurate review. Saying Resident Evil 9 stands on its historical weight and on gameplay that embraces well-defined dualities for the overall experience. However, beyond a narrative that raises more questions than answers, there is a lack of clarity regarding the future direction of the series. Washington Post also gave it an 88, saying Requiem isn't flawless, but it doesn't need to be. Its levels breathe, its mechanics reward mastery, and like good zombies, its creatures never stop moving. Fear, strategy, and ritual coexist here in a way few games achieve. So interesting. Those are 88s, which match the Metacritic score. And then we have an 86 from ID, saying the Resident Evil series has undergone quite a few stylistic changes, from survival horror to campy action and back again. Resident Evil 9, all those flavors are combined into one dish, which doesn't always blend perfectly, but it's a lot of fun. And as far as 85s go, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 85s. I'm going to read from Press Start Australia, saying Resident Evil 9 is inarguably a brilliant game with an awkward identity. At its best, especially as Grace, it nails the dense, atmospheric survival horror experience that defined the series. pairing smart level design with tense decision-making and combat. So they preferred the grace parts. And how many 80s did we get here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 80s for Resident Evil 9. And we're going to read... let's see. We're going to read the VGC review. When taken in isolation, Resident Evil 9 is fantastic and a genuinely brilliant entry into the mainline series. It's still straddling the line between fear and power, and while Grace might not have Leon's roundhouse kicks and one-liners, she can always fall back on her ways. Alright. Continuing now. We have a 79 from the New York Times saying, in Resident Evil 9, the corridors of a former sanitarium are both terrifying and rewarding, but Raccoon City is bland and filled with chores. Interesting take. And how many 75s do we have here? We have 3 75s. One of them is from the AV Club. We'll read that. They say Resident Evil 9 embodies the series' familiar extremes between horror and action in a novel way. Its two protagonists, Grace and Leon, feel like they're from different games, with Grace's chapters embodying the slow pace and puzzle solving of the earlier entries. And we are on to the mixed reviews, guys. It got 3 70s. One from Game Cult saying, for the very last ride in Raccoon City, Resident Evil 9 delivers a healthy blend of survival horror tropes and references from almost every main episode of the franchise. Alas, this does also mean its edge is sometimes dulled by an avalanche of cameos, winks, and nods. And finally, we have the low score from reviewers. I have never heard of this reviewer. A 60 from Region Free, saying heavy on nostalgia and fan service with the occasional violent delight thrown in. Requiem is a mostly fun Resident Evil title that still feels like a step down from its predecessor. They might be the only one I've seen on here that say they like Village more. But anyway, what do you guys think? I tried to encapsulate as many viewpoints as I could without being redundant. Sometimes me going over every review, it kind of gets a little long in the tooth. Most of you guys have already clicked off the video by now anyway. But I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what this game is doing. It's doing about what I expected it to be doing. And that is currently being the front runner for Game of the Year. Although I don't believe it'll stick that way come voting time in December. Alright guys, leave your thoughts in the comments below. Are you picking up Resident Evil Requiem? If you are, let me know why. Let me know why not. And until next time, this is RJ signing out. Have a good one. And keep dreaming. As Dreamcast guy would say.